This is a story shaped by borders, backgrounds, and the search for belonging. Being born in a country but not looking like most of its people is an experience that weaves itself quietly through childhood, shaping how the world sees you and how you learn to see yourself. I was born in St. Petersburg, back when it was still part of the Soviet Union in the 1980s. The city was a mosaic of old stone, wide rivers, and layered history. In those days, nationality faded into the background. Everyone was simply Soviet. The word Russian didn't define us. Our collective identity was built on something broader, a sense of shared fate and circumstance, rather than ethnicity. But even as a child, I felt the gentle pressure of difference. I was shorter than other kids, my features distinct in ways I didn't yet understand. In daycare, the other children would sometimes call me African, a word they didn't mean to be cruel, but one that marked me as not quite the same. I felt it even then, the subtle awareness of standing just a little apart, even in a place I called home. The Soviet Union was a tapestry of many peoples: Tatars, Jews, Uzbeks, Armenians, and so many others. We learned about these groups in school, saw their holidays marked on calendars, their foods and traditions woven through city life. My grandparents had come to St. Petersburg to study, drawn by the city's European charm and its reputation as a crossroads for travelers and students from every corner of the vast country. St. Petersburg itself was cosmopolitan, its streets filled with the sound of different languages, echoes of different cultures. School was a place of learning, but also of quiet blending. We studied Russian and music, and we sang songs in German, French, even Georgian. The curriculum reflected the diversity of our nation, but in daily life, community was diffuse. We all spoke Russian. We all learned side by side. Yet there wasn't a strong sense of belonging to a particular group, at least not for me. Identity was something implicit, not loudly celebrated or discussed. Then, everything changed. Moving to the United States opened a new chapter, one filled with both comfort and confusion. Here, I found a Jewish community larger and more organized than anything I'd known. There was a sense of support, of collective pride. And yet, I noticed that in America, people seemed more invested in labels, in defining themselves by ancestry, language, or faith. The boundaries felt more rigid, the boxes more clearly drawn. Now, I call myself Jewish, and I consider myself American. I still speak Russian, though not as fluently as before. But these days, I find that language is only a part of who I am, not the whole story. My identity is built from layers: family history, the music of my childhood, the winding streets of St. Petersburg, the open highways of America, the traditions passed down, and the ones I've chosen for myself. Looking back, I see a journey not just across continents, but through questions of heritage and belonging. It's a story of learning to honor where I come from, while also building a life that feels true to who I am now. In a world that often asks us to define ourselves in simple terms, my experience reminds me that identity is rarely simple. It's a process, a conversation between past and present, between where we began and where we hope to go. This is my story, shaped by heritage, by difference, and by the search for a place to belong. It's about looking for home in the spaces between languages, between cultures, and learning, piece by piece, to call those spaces my own.